And welcome back to yet another great episode for Cooking with Kevin. And I have a surprise for you. We have a new guest chef, Susan. And so let's all give her a round of applause.
Hola, Kevin.
Hola.
Hi,
How are you?
everyone. Thank you. It's going to be fun.
Oh, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I am so excited to have you
Oh,
on the
me
show.
too.
I've heard so much about your cooking, and you do so many different kinds of things, right? Desserts,
yes.
Mexican casseroles.
Well, I'm a Jacqueline of all trades.
Yeah. Perfect. So what are you going to be showing us today?
I'm going to be showing you a dish that actually was passed down from my sister Sharon in California. Hi, Sharon. And it's Chilli Riano.
Oh.
And did you know that Chilli Riano actually, the definition is stuffed chilies?
Really?
But the thing is there's many different ways you can prepare it. You can actually take a chili, slice it and stuff it, manually, individually. Well, this is a Chilli Riano casserole. So we're going to be using the chilies, of course, but not stuffing them individually, but we're going to put them in the casserole with other stuff.
Ooh. Very good, very good. And then what I'll do is I'll complement your Chilli Riano casserole with my signature Mexican rice.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
So we'll each help each other on these, but let's start with the Chilli Riano then.
All right, let's do. Well, I see, Kevin, that you already have a casserole dish. It's a 9 by 13 inch and sprayed with a little oil. Okay, first.
Yep.
And the first thing you want to do is, there's 3 cans of whole green chilies, okay? And they come in different degrees. This, you can, if you prefer a little stronger chili, they come in the medium or hot.
Okay.
This I believe is mild.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
We went with mild, and these are the 7-ounce cans, I believe,
Yes,
right?
they are.
Okay.
So 3 of them, and what we're going to do is leave the seeds in. We're just going to open it up, and why don't you grab one there too?
Okay. Yeah.
And we're just going to layer, put 1 can, open them up, and you can break them apart just to distribute and line the whole bottom. I think there's one more in there.
There's 2, I think.
Okay. What we'll do is just break this apart a little more.
Yeah.
And then put that in there, and there's one more.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, by leaving in the seeds, it's going to add a little bit of a zing.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So that's why we're doing that.
Okay, so just place those. Now we're ready for the cheese.
Okay.
And we use 3 cups of, I believe you have cheddar.
Yeah, medium cheddar and a Monterey Jack cheese.
So you want to combine the 2 and layer it over here.
Okay.
So just maybe about a cup totally, but just distribute both types of cheese over the chilies.
Okay.
Just like that. Very good. Yep, and then another little bit there on the side.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Good job. Now we want to take the second can of chilies.
Okay.
And we want to do the same thing.
And
layer it on top. So you're going to end up with 3 layers. Okay. So another one there. Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
Had to run in. And then open this up.
It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle.
It is, isn't it? Let's see.
Yeah.
Am I getting it together here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to cover as much space
as you can. That's right. Okay, very good. Now
Some more cheese.
More cheese.
Okay.
Let me take a little bit here, and I'll do this like that. I'll take it. Let's bring that over here.
And then you
put cheddar on top of that. And then we do another bit over here.
Oh my goodness! This
Oh my
looks
gosh!
amazing.
I can't wait to see the finished product here and taste it. Yep. Finish off with that, and we have one more layer to go.
Perfect.
Okay, so here we go. And the same thing. Open them up.
So while we're finishing up this layer, let's send it over to Julie. She has an interesting segment on oils. Julie, what do you have for us?
Really?
Welcome to today's Julie's Tips. Today we're going to be talking about oil. And oils are not all alike. Some are good for high temperatures. Others, you do not want to use them in cooking because the high heat causes them to turn not only rancid, but it can be toxic to the body. So which ones should be used in cooking? I think you'll be surprised. The ones to be used in cooking are, this is surprising, it goes against everything that you've heard, coconut, lard, and butter. They work well under high temperature, and not only that, coconut oil provides lauric acid, and that's what you need to have a healthy cholesterol. So, what are the ones that you should avoid? This will also surprise you. Canola oil. It's one of the worst. It's made from rapeseed, and the process that they use to deodorize it actually causes trans fatty acids, the very thing that you want to avoid. Corn oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, you want to do very moderate amounts in those. The healthier oils are hemp, sesame, olive oil. Again, don't go beyond 374 degrees or it will turn toxic and rancid. These are ones that you want to use in, let's say, salad dressings. You want to keep them in a cold state. And that would be sesame, walnut, let's see what else, flaxseed oil, pumpkin seed oil, macadamia, sesame, almond, pecan. Those are a few of the healthier ones. But remember, again, if you are frying or using any temperature, go for coconut oil, butter, or lard. And that's my tips today on oil.
Hi, welcome back. Just want you to know that in the meantime, we have completed the casserole dish with the last layer of chilies and also the cheese.
Cheese on top.
Now we're ready to pour this mixture onto it, and we are going to whisk you away by doing this, okay? We're going to take 4 eggs.
Okay.
And
So just crack them in.
Crack them in.
Okay.
And 2, okay. And last one. There we go. And we are going to add let's see, actually this is a mixture.
Yeah.
It's 1.5 cups of milk, but is a combination of half being half and half and the other milk. And then I have used one of the cans of chili, the juice from the chili, and put that in.
Okay.
So it'll give it a little more flavor.
That's gonna be delicious.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is add this. Well, if you whisk those eggs, Kevin, okay, and do that really, really well. Or the yolk will be on you.
So this liquid will kind of act as like the solidifier, right?
That's
of the
right.
casserole.
That's right. It'll kind of bind it all together. And
Yeah.
okay. Now we pour in the milk mixture with the, like I mentioned, the can.
Okay.
Mix all that up. We then want to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour.
Perfect.
Put that in
Okay.
and whisk that up really good. Okay. And it's okay if there's a few lumps in it. You know. Okay. And also a 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
And then 1/4 of a teaspoon of
Black pepper.
black pepper. And actually, I reversed that by mistake. It should be a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but
which is how we
had it measured anyway. Okay,
Perfect.
so sorry about that.
It happens.
All right. So after you whisk all that together, we are ready to pour it over the top. Yep. And
So is there any particular way, just kind
just in the middle and then over to on these edges, making sure you got it in the corners.
Okay.
And on the other side, of course. Yep. So it's evenly distributed. There we go. And then what we're going to do is, at this point, we have the oven preheated at 350.
Now, is there any suggestions that you would do if you had more time?
Oh, yes. Yeah, if you had more time. First of all, right before you pop it in the oven, you would put a cover on it and refrigerate it for about 30 minutes.
And would that kind of let
And that would let the egg and all kind of mesh better, coagulate. And if you have a lot of time and you're not in a hurry to make this, and I know a lot of families, there's working, people in the family and all, you can make this ahead of time, a day ahead.
Oh, that's perfect.
Cover it, put it in the refrigerator, and then it's ready to go when you get home.
I bet it's even better that way because it would have time to really absorb the flavor of the chilies.
Flavor and all.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and then we're ready to put it in at about 45 minutes. You want, it's done when the center is kind of puffy and it's golden brown around the edges.
And it's at 350 degrees.
350 degrees for about 45 minutes. It'll be wonderful.
Timer set here. Okay, so
All right.
while it's in the oven, let's send it to our comment page. Send us any questions or ideas that you have. And thank you so much for your suggestions. I really do take those to heart. So now we're over here. We're going to be making my signature Mexican rice. I think that this will be a delicious complement to your Chilli Riano. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off first by spraying a pan. I'm using coconut oil. It actually, as we learned in Julie's segment, it holds up better for frying, and that's where we'll do all of the rice, okay? So we're going to start off first by rinsing the rice. This is not instant. This is long grain rice. Okay, so I'm going to rinse it real quick. Kind of move it around, try to get out any kind of dust that's maybe in the rice. See how this kind of milky liquid came out? That's all dust that's on the rice. And then I'm going to do a heavier. Okay. Now I'm going to put this back in the bowl because I'm not ready to put it in the pan just yet. I'm going to actually saute the onion and the garlic first. Okay.
So Kevin, how much rice is that you have?
This is 1 cup of rice.
Okay.
Yeah, rice will expand as it cooks and gets tender, so you don't need a lot. Yeah. So so as Susan here is already starting, we're going to chop this onion. It's a small onion, so about the size of a small baseball.
Yeah. I just want to mention this has worked for me. If you're chopping onions and all of a sudden your eyes begin to water and you go, oh, tears are running out. If you take a couple of matches. And not the sulfur side of your lips, but the other side to where the sulfur is pointed out, it really does, as you're chopping, help to kind of put up a screen and help you with the tears.
It must be the smell of the sulfur.
I think so. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, well, that's very interesting.
In my experience. Is that about the size, Kevin, for, or do you want it smaller, or?
Maybe just a little bit smaller, but it's really close. Yes,
okay.
yeah.
And you need the whole thing, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Chop, chop.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, while she's cutting the onion, I'm going to put 2 to 3 cloves of garlic in here, along with the rice. We're going to cook this on medium heat until the rice turns slightly brown. I love the smell of garlic. All right, so while we're having this brown and cutting the onion, let's send it to Tim's segment. He's going to give us a very interesting history lesson on the Chilli Riano. Tim?
Greetings, welcome to another exciting episode of In the Know with Tim. Today we're going to be talking about Chilli Riano. Just smelling Aunt Susie's homemade recipe. Can't wait to try a tasty bite. And I'm sure you're at home just having the mouth watering of having a delicious Riano. The Chilli Rianos have just recently been introduced to my system. I've never had anything with peppers, I never liked them. Until I started having more an influence in the Mexican culture by Kevin at the local restaurant, the favorite, Los Bears. They just prepare such a great egg batter around that chili pepper. It's just, you don't even know you're using a pepper, and that's what the Chilli Riano is about, because most people think it's all pepper, but there's an egg batter mixture. If you like eggs, this dish is for you. So the Chilli Riano has changed over the years. It has gone from having nuts, pork, and raisins inside the filling of the chili pepper. So that's just interesting. If you're more of a nut person, that would be a good recipe to have. But traditionally now, it has cheese, 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 cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Did you hear that? Cheese! Try it with the local Tillamook cheese. Tillamook, that's the brand to go. So the pepper has changed through the years as well. It used to be called poblano peppers is what it was started with, and it got it from the town of Puebla, the origins of where it first started. But now people use Anaheim's, any kind of pepper that they are willing to, that are good with their taste buds, that are not too spicy or too hot. So it's your discretion on what you want to use, but most typically today use Anaheim pepper. If you're traveling around the world, you stop in at a Mexican restaurant, you're like, today's the day I'm going to try that Riano. You might be surprised at what it will come out as. Different parts of the world have a chili en negra, which is a walnut cream sauce that pours over the Riano itself, and it's red, white, and green, which resembles the state flag of Mexico. So the Riano is so good. I am so in love with it. Every time I try to go to a Mexican restaurant, I try to mix it up and have a Chilli Riano. Next time you're at your local restaurant, it might come in variations that might have extra sauce over it. It makes it even better. So I hope you enjoy Chef Suzie's homemade, fantastic Chilli Riano, and keep cooking with Kevin.
And thank you, Tim, for that very fun segment. So we've gotten the rice to where it just has a slightly brown tint to it. That's all you want. You don't want to burn the rice. So let's go ahead and start adding the liquids. So what we have here is we have 2/3 cup chicken broth. So let's go ahead and add that.
Very good. Just
Yep, just
put it
pour it
around.
in there.
Ooh, nice sizzle. All right.
Perfect. And then we have 1 cup of water.
1 cup of water. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Then we have 1 small can of tomato sauce.
Okay. And that just.
Let's pour it on. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. And then we have 2, or actually 1.5 teaspoons of oregano.
Alrighty.
2 teaspoons chili powder.
Okay. Nice coloring in there, huh?
And 1 teaspoon of cumin.
All right. And that's it. Now, what about?
Oh, yes, the salt. 2 teaspoons of salt here.
Okay. Just happen to notice that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Of course, you can always add salt if you forgot it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And
So
then
once we
just-
mix that well here, I don't know if this might be easier.
Probably. All right. Ooh, that looks so wonderful already.
An alternative that you can do is you can add like green pepper, green or red pepper to this and add like a little peppery taste. For this one I didn't. I did the very basic Mexican rice for those that don't necessarily take that much time. But this will still have good flavor to it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually cover this.
Do you need to get over here, Kevin? Yeah.
And what we'll do is we're going to bring it to a boil real quick, and then we'll reduce it to low and simmer it for about 20 minutes until the rice is tender. And during this time, don't stir it because that will allow the liquid to evaporate more quickly. So bring it to a rolling boil, which is basically this inner ring here will be in a complete boil. So it's almost there. Alright, so I'm going to turn it down to low, and I'm going to cover it and I'll let it simmer for 20 minutes. So while we're waiting for this, let's send it to Brenna. Brenna, what do you have for us?
So, I hear the world loves cheese. 1/10 of all milk production in the world goes towards cheese. In America, we like our cheddar cheese, but if you go to the 2,000 varieties around the world, mozzarella cheese is the #1 most sold cheese. It could be because it's mild, it could be because it's great on pizza. No one really knows, but they like it. Now, no one knows the true origin of cheese. Archaeologists can date it back to 6000 BC, but we didn't have the first cheese factory in the world until 1815 in Switzerland. And in America, we didn't receive that until 1851 with our first mass-producing cheese factory. Now, in America, we love our cheddar cheese. Cheddar cheese was first produced in England in some caves, and it got its name due to the fact that the town next to it was called Cheddar, England. Mozzarella is the #1 produced cheese and most consumed cheese in all of the world. It could be because it's mild and easy to produce, or it could be because everyone likes pizza. Now, June is National Dairy Month, but if you love cheese as much as me, that last week is National Cheese Week in the US. So feel free to enjoy, whether you like hard, soft, pressed, fresh, natural, curds, or raw cheese, enjoy, because I sure am.
All right, welcome back. Should we check out the Chilli Riano?
Let's do it. It smells wonderful. Oh yes, look at that golden brown.
Oh my goodness, that looks scrumptious.
Yep, that is wonderful. And can't wait to see your rice there.
Here's the Mexican rice. You can see that a lot of the liquid dried up, which is what's supposed to happen. This is how thick it should be when it's finished. Now, I made it a little bit saltier because I like a lot of flavor in my Mexican rice, but if you feel it's too salty, you can always cut it back to about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half salt. So yes, that's my little disclaimer. All right, so ideally, you would let this rest for about 20 minutes after you pull it out, right?
Right.
But in the interest of you guys wanting to see this, let's go ahead and cut into it, okay?
Ooh, yeah, looks good. And you have the spatula there.
Let's see if I can kind of help this out.
Or even cut a little larger.
Yeah. Here, I'll cut maybe over here to where it's not in the corner.
Yeah, there you go.
See, if you let it cool,
it's going to
it thickens up.
It'll thicken together more. Yeah, and get the rest of that on top.
Here's this stuff.
Ooh. And put the peppers right on. Oh, those peppers. But yeah, when it cools, it'll be a little easier to handle there, but still delicious. And then what you'd like to do, it certainly adds to the flavor, is you just take teaspoon of your favorite salsa. I've used cilantro salsa before, and that's good on it. But in your favorite, you put just a teaspoon of that on there. And then your favorite sour cream. Put that on top of that, and there you go.
Alright, I'm gonna put
And then
some
along with the rice.
Spanish rice. And there we have
And
it.
there you go. And bon appetit. You will need a siesta after this fiesta, for sure.
So this this Chilli Riano recipe will be featured as the recipe of the month. So it will be online following this episode. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming on the
thank
show.
you for having me. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it, and looking forward to maybe coming back again.
Yes. Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way. I definitely
Thank
want you
you.
back.
Thank you.
So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. We're going to do a special segment called Nothing But Sweets. You won't want to miss it. Keep cooking with Kevin.